Hello and welcome to Q Sports. I am Mahmud Bajjo and thank you for joining us. Coming up this morning, Real de Banjul made it a hat trick of trophies. That is 3 consecutive times in a row they are league champions of the Gambia, which the latest one including this year. And they did it in such a fashion and style with 2 matches to spare when they drew against Fortune 2-all sometime last week. We'll also be looking at a story about Spain-based Gambian athlete, track and field athlete, that is Tijan Kater. He is currently on holiday in the country, but training at the Fajara golf course, where normally it should have been at the Independence Stadium tracks. But the reason why and his ambition to be at the 2028 Los Angeles Games in LA, the United States of America, we will be talking about that. Also, in beach volleyball, it was the end of the road for the Gambia men's team as they reached the quarterfinals, but they were eliminated by Mozambique. The ultimate prize was to reach the semi-finals so that they can make it to the World Tour, the World Beach Volleyball Championships. But unfortunately, they missed out. The women's team also did very well, reaching the round of 16. There was another Team B for the Gambia in the male category. We'll also be looking at their story. And again, when we look at the Gambia's football trajectory, as far as youngsters are concerned, playing in the Gambian League, then transitioned to the senior national team, and later on for the under-23 first before the senior national team, and getting on to play professional football. We'll bring you the story of Mahmud Bajjo. We had an interview with him earlier. But first, let's start with Real de Banjul. They are champions of the GFF First Division League for the 3rd consecutive time, and they did it in style. They played against Fortune, and the match ended 2-all. But let's get the story. Real de Banjul sought their current supremacy in Gambian football by making it a hat trick of league trophies after a 2-2 draw against second-place Fortune FC in a highly competitive and exciting game played on Thursday at the Live Your Dream complex in Basori. The champions led twice, only to be pegged back before the end of the first half. Swaibu Kebe had opened the scoring just after 5 minutes for Real de Banjul before Ibu Nene Gassama added a second to give the men in white what seemed like a comfortable lead in the 14th minute. However, just when it appeared the champions were going to run away with it, they were stunned twice. Firstly, Adama Kante reduced the deficit in the 43rd minute before Salifu Koli made it 2-2 just before half-time. Both sides went for the winner in the second half, but there were no further goals. Real de Banjul again triumphed as the best football club in the Gambia with another stellar season, winning the league with 2 matches to spare on 56 points from 28 games, with only 4 losses. Fortune FC are second on 48 points. Now, Spain-based Gambian athlete Tijan Kater says his dream is to compete in the 2028 Olympic Games in Los Angeles, the United States of America. And he made this remark in an interview that I had with him when I visited him at his training at the Fajara golf course. Normally, he should have been at the Independence Stadium tracks, but the stadium is closed and also under renovation. Even aside from that, the tracks majority or part of the tracks are completely damaged. Now, Tijan shared his story of being training while on holiday and his ultimate ambition to compete in the LA Games in 3 years' time.
I'm here at the Fajara golf course. Normally, on a day like this, there should be golf going on here. But today is athletics. One of Gambia's top athletes, 400-meter runner, that is Tijan Kater, is here to train during his holiday, but he's just not taking the holiday just like a normal holiday. He wants to continue to maintain his fitness and also want to compete at the highest level. He's based in Spain, but currently in the Gambia on holiday, like I said. I'll turn to Tijan. Tijan, welcome to this special interview. First, welcome to the Gambia.
Hello, Momo. Thank you so much, and thank you for having me today.
You're here to train. Normally you would be on the track. Why are you here training?
Well, because I came to the Gambia a few weeks ago, and then I tried to train at the stadium, but I was told that the stadium is closed. and I don't have chance to train there. So here is the only place I can train, because before traveling out of the country, I used to train here. So here is like a route for me. So that's why I came here today to train.
So in a way, it's tracing back your roots.
Yes, it's tracing back my roots, and in another way, it's also frustrating a bit, knowing that at this stage of athletics in the Gambia, that we have Olympians and we have a lot of potentials. I don't think is encourageable for athletes to be training on a ground like this. For pre-season, it's okay, but at this moment that athletes are competing and other athletes are on holidays, preparing for next competitions and everything. So I don't think is encourageable for athletes to train here.
For people like you, you've run at the highest level in Spain, where you train. It's a standard track, internationally recognized. But coming here, seeing this ground bumpy, not even leveled, there are even risks of injuries if you train here.
Yeah, for sure. Because even if I have to go 100%, I have to control my speed so that I don't reach at my top end speed. Because here is very risky, and if you train here and want to run quickly as you normally run, you can dislocate your ankle. You can have other minor or even major injuries. So training in high level or in countries where they have good facilities and coming here and training on a place like this is not really encourageable, but this is what we have, and there is no other option, so I have to train here. But if this can be solved, it's going to be very good for the athletes, because we have a lot of potentials. We have a lot of great athletes. We have athletes that are top 8 in the world. We have Gina Bass, we have Ibrahima Kamara going to the Olympics. We have other athletes doing well. We have kids growing up, they want to be one of the best athletes in the world. So you go to any country that they have fast athletes, they have top athletes, they have Olympians. You're not going to find this. The whole country, there is no track to train. You're not going to find that. Although I know that it's not easy, but I think stakeholders, institutions, and ministry, they should come on board and try to see what they can do about this, because it's really not encourageable.
Yes, despite the challenges that we face, you've talked about infrastructure, which is one of the reasons why we're here, and not being on a standard track. Gambia have produced some athletes. You've been following some of your colleagues have gone international. Some played in the ran in the Olympic Games, some in the Commonwealth Games, reached at a certain position. Overall, how do you see Gambian athletics in terms of progress?
Well, me being an athlete and been running for the Gambia since when I was 16 years old. I went for my first international competition in Nigeria, in Warri, Delta State, and there I broke the African record. And when I broke the African record, I was the only Gambian, and still the only Gambian and the first Gambian who ever broken a continental record, which I'm really proud of. And that record stood for almost a decade. And the record was broken 2023. From 2013 to 2023, that record was there. And we still have a medley relay record that still stands in youth level in Africa. That I was there myself, Ibrahima Kamara, Aliou Diouf, and Alaji Sonka. So when we were going to that competition, knowing how the preparation was and what we had by then and what we were given by then as allowance going to those competitions, and now what athletes are earning as allowance, there's a huge difference. And also, we have now athletes that are going to the Olympics without even a wild card with qualifications. So this is something that definitely I think the athletics in the Gambia is growing, but we still need to focus on other parts, because we have lots of Ginabas, we have lots of Ibrahima Kamara in this country, but we still need to look at those corners so that we can produce. It's not that we don't have them, we have them, but we have to produce them. If we cannot produce them, we cannot see them. We have, before we have athletes going to the Olympics with standard, it took us nearly 2 decades to have that. So I think
The talent is there.
the talent is there. It's not that the talent is not there. You go to school sports, when they are having these inter-schools, that's where you see all these athletes coming up. Me, myself, I started there. That's where I start coming up, and people saw me from there. So definitely, I think the athletics level in the Gambia has changed a lot, but we still need to focus on the grassroots level.
Tijan, on a personal note, you're currently based in Spain. That's where you train. You have an athletics club. You have a coach. And then when you look at your career progression, for me, you've fallen short. Tijan, I would have wished to watch Tijan run for the Gambia in the Olympics. I would have wished to see Tijan run for the Gambia in the Commonwealth Games and other international avenues. Tell us along the way, what were some of the challenges? Because when I interviewed you in 2014, that was at the schools level, your last inter-schools in Farafenye,
Exactly.
I think you still vividly remember
Yes.
that. For me, going back to then, I am like, okay, this is Gambia's one of the best athletes and he's going to go to the top level. Tell us what are some of the challenges or missteps or anything?
Well, I think it's been a very rough journey. It's been a roller coaster for me. Talking about my athletic career, both in the Gambia and when I left the Gambia. Like when I started here, when I was running, like I just mentioned recently, broken the African record, coming back to the Gambia, I was not motivated. I motivated someone is not just to give them a tap on the back, but also to give them something that they can be someone important to the society. So as athletes and as human beings, we need to grow every day. So by growing up every day, you don't just need someone to just tell you, oh, thank you for what you did. It's good. We're doing it for our country. We love our country. You know, the country is bigger than all of us. We love the Gambia. Here is where we were born. We were raised and everything. But we need something so that we can be better athletes tomorrow. If you see football players giving everything they want, is for them to focus not only not only thinking about what they're gonna do after training, but to focus on their career. So me personally, I was not having that. I was not having that motivation. I was only having that from my direct family, friends, and my coach. I cannot say anything without thanking Mr. Mudunjay. I cannot say anything without thanking him so much and thanking Mama Sise from Norga and my direct family, and also thanking the GA as well for giving me the chance to able to showcase my talent to the world. But it has been a very rough journey. I was not given what I was deserved. I can say I was not given what I was supposed to be given as a youth athlete. I was not encouraged sufficiently the way I was for me to focus and prepare for games like Olympics and World Games. I have been to World Youth Championship. I was qualified to go to the World Junior 2014, but I was not there. Yeah, for some reason I don't know, but I was not there. And for the Olympics, that was my dream of every athlete, not only me. We want to go to the Olympics. That's like a dream come true. But the support was not there. And this was not motivating. I was frustrating. There was a time, 2017, 16, 17, I decided to quit athletics. But my direct family, my immediate family, they supported me, then they motivated me, and then they asked me to leave the country. And that was when I left the country to look for a greener posture. And when I went to Spain, it was not easy. I had to start all over. I had to learn the language, integrate myself with the society, learn again everything. So it took me years for me to go up again to the higher level. And with all this, I was contacting the Gambia Athletic Association. I contacted Mr. Otto Jackson. I contacted them, trying to see if I can get support, maybe with the Olympic scholarship through the Gambia National Olympic Committee. But I was never given an Olympic scholarship. I was never given any scholarship. I never received any scholarship from the Gambia Athletics. And I was doing it all by myself until where I am today. But so in a short note, in a nutshell, it's been a very rough road for me.
Okay, but let's say in terms of career progression, no regrets for you.
No regrets for me in terms of career progression because I have progressed very well, and I have shown the world, Africa, Gambia, and everyone that I have talent and I can do it. So I'm really happy for myself.
Okay, let's say in 5 years from now, what's going to be your target? Are there still opportunities? Because your timing is good. You still train at a high level. Your timing is really, really good. Are there possibilities? Either you represent the Gambia or on your own to reach at a certain level that you wish for yourself before retiring?
Okay, like I always said, I have my management. I have my manager, I have my agent, I have my family, my mom, and I do seek advice from them. They are the one that normally say what we have to do. And for me, my my job is only to focus on my training, train hard, rest, and do what I have to do. And they are the one who normally take decisions, and then we see what best for us, and then we do it. So normally, I like we normally said, you might want something which is not even good for you. So normally, I'm a very religious person. I make sure that I do what I have to do, leave everything in the hands of God. So whatever comes on the way, I just take it in a good faith, and I know that this what is meant for me. So I have a dream, I have a target, and my dream is the next Olympics. So that's my dream. I wanna go to the next Olympics and compete there. So for now, I can say if I'm gonna compete for Gambia or I left that with my management. For me, what I have to do is just to train, focus, relax, and then make sure I break my personal best and make sure I run faster.
Tijan, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Mamadou.
And looking at Tijan, what sort of an athlete is he? Can you describe him?
Yeah, he is a very good athlete, and then he's really focused of what he's doing, and then he loves it, and then he's training hard, and then we are trying to push him more harder with the family to work more harder with him, and then to try to reach him to the level he wants to be, and then we're getting ready for the next Olympics coming, and then that's gonna be soon, and then we have another competition we need to attend. The other one is in Germany, in Berlin, and then the other one is in Italy. So we're training harder to go for that competition, and then so that we can see him more further, and then he can keep more fitness, and then for what he's doing.
Okay, in terms of target, what are some of the achievements? I'm sure you already talked about the Olympics. That is somewhere you want to see your athlete. But aside from that, what are other objectives that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, we have a lot of targets. We have a lot of targets, a lot of competition we want to win. Basically, we have a lot of awards he got, and then that was a very good move. We just trying to push him more harder.
Okay.
Yes.
Finally, let's say during your holiday, in terms of training, yes, the facility here is not good, but how are you coping?
Yeah, it's not easy because if you look at the ground, it's not that incredible because of the floor. The ground wasn't that good as well. Because if you look at it, you can see it for yourself, and then we're just trying to manage with it because I know Gambia can do more than this, and then because all the athletics they're very good in what they're doing, and then I think they can still help them to move further. Like basically, when you look at Tijan, what he can do. And then he's trying to rule the world and then do a lot of things in Spain, and then he wants a lot of awards. And then if he has to come to this country in Gambia and then train in like a ground like this, totally is not encourageable. And then we need to see how best we can train, and because we have no choice, but we have to use this because we're going to use the stadium as well because it's not allowed at this moment. So we need to come to the golf course and then try to have our training.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, that's Amara Kamara there ending that interview with Tijan Kater. Amara is Tijan's manager. We're talking exclusively about his personal ambition, his goals to reach the Olympic Games in LA. So many Olympics have eluded him. This was an athlete who broke the African record in the junior championship in Warri, Nigeria in 2013, just at the age of 16. Imagine if, he was nurtured at that time, giving all the support and some of the things that he talked about missing. If he had those, he would have been at a certain level by now. But still, he dreams big. He wants to achieve that ultimate goal of reaching the Olympic Games in LA. So that's in 3 years' time. Hopefully, he gets there. But if you have your thoughts concerning athletics infrastructure or sports infrastructure in the Gambia in general, later on we will open the phone lines when we go on a break. After the break, we will go on to talk about that. Now to volleyball. Both Gambia's male beach volleyball team, there is a Team A and also a Team B, and as well as the women's team also took part in this competition in Morocco. But it's the end of the journey for the male team as they play in the quarterfinals. In that quarterfinals, they played against Mozambique this morning, just about a few minutes before I got into the studio. It was game over. Mozambique won by 2-0. And therefore, they progressed to the semi-finals, and they will be one of African representatives in the World Beach Games. Unfortunately, the Gambia missed out, but we can say congratulations to the male team, the Team A, for reaching that far. Now, there is a Team B that also reached the round of 16. But the irony is, when the Team B reached the round of 16, they had to face the Gambia team. That's the Team A. And to tell us more about that and also the performance of the female team, I spoke to the coach of the team, Pa Babukar Barrow.
Actually, we are grouped in two different groups based on the graph of the competitions. Fortunately, we could not escape each other. We have to meet at the round of 16s, which have happened. Team A versus Team B. Actually, they all played well. They all fought, but unfortunately, Team A won Team B. Yeah, the first set was somehow, but the second set was.
Which team were you coaching?
Actually, I was neutral. I was not coaching any team. I was just neutral, watching them. Try to point out each of them their weakness and their strength. Actually, that's my rule, to observe, not to coach any of them. It is wonderful, critical and funny, but actually that's how it is. But unfortunately, the other team qualified to the quarterfinals, which we are hoping to meet Mozambique tomorrow. But Mozambique beat Senegal today, so we are meeting Mozambique tomorrow at the quarterfinal. Yeah.
Let's say in terms of performance, both the Team A and Team B did extremely well from, coming from behind in other games, other matches, winning straight sets.
Actually, that Team A have more experienced players than Team B. Well, like Team B, the other partner, this is first time, participating in such continental tournaments. But for Team A, like Sini Jawo, played several games and several continental and world tour. The partner also, Leti Nyabali, was one time under 21 champion, African Youth Beach Volleyball under 21 championship. He won gold medals. So in Team B, you have Mario Dampa, who is an experienced player, and he played continental under 21, win gold medalist winners. At the same time, play some Zone 2 tournaments. So Bakari El Sakanya, his first appearance in an international scene. So there's a little bit of experience that she lacked, but nonetheless, she performed extremely well, especially their match against Rwanda, which, she definitely played well. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
It was just that their match against Senegal was a little bit off, with this part of sport. At times you get on and off. But
yeah,
as time goes on, perhaps the experience and other things will come up.
Now it would be good to talk about the female team. Unfortunately, their game against Nigeria, they narrowly lost to the Nigerians in the third set. They were beating in the first set, second set they won, and then in the third set they lost. Now, yes, in terms of the knockout stages, they're out of the competition, but still they'll be waiting for their ranking. Their performance also, the pairing of Mariama Jingado and Safi Sawane.
Yeah, actually, Safi and Mariama Jingado, in group stage, the first game they performed beating Ghanaians Team B, but eventually was defeated by the Mozambique Team B. But nonetheless, they proceed to another stage. They play against Benin. They were able to beat Benin at the deciding set. It was a tough game. From there, they also qualified to the round of 16s, which they meet the strongest among the African giants. That is Nigeria team. They are Team A. They are strong in reality because they won African under-21, under-19, playing World Tour. So they have vast experience. Although Safi and Mariam also have experience, but these two Nigerian teams are very, very strong. Very, very strong. So, all the African teams tend to scare about them. But so unfortunately today, they checked the first set, and the second set was a turning point for us. We were able to surprise them and able to win the second set. The deciding set is where our players were exhausted; they could not go further. The strength was weak, So unfortunately, the Nigerian teams have to capitalize on that based on their experience and able to eliminate our female team and to be out of the race.
Yeah.
So that eventually that's what happened,
Yeah, just on a final note, what are your expectations for the quarterfinals of the Team A? What are you expecting?
Actually, our expectation is now to win the quarterfinal, qualify to the semis, and at the same time qualify for the World Championship. It is our ultimate objective. First is to qualify for the World Championship, meaning that we have to reach at the semi-final to qualify for the World Championship. From there, then we can shift our objective to be in the podium. But objective is to qualify to the World Championship by winning the quarterfinal and be in the semi-finals to qualify for the World Championship, which I believe we can surely do that.
If there is any sports that is doing very well in the Gambia, that's volleyball, whether it's at the beach volleyball and the indoors. Well, end of the road for the male and the female team there. I was talking there to Babakar Barrow, their coach. For the male team, like he said, the ultimate objective is to reach the World Championship, the FIVB World Beach Championship. But unfortunately, they've fallen short to Mozambique, and Mozambique won two straight sets, and Mozambique are through to the semi-finals. So it's all over for the Gambia. They will now just wait for the rankings of the teams. For the female team, they really fought very hard against Nigeria, who are giants in African volleyball, especially at the women's level, reaching the round of 16 and forcing at least a third set. The first set, they lost 21-10. The second test, the Gambia team won 21-19. That was a closed one. And in the third set, the Nigeria women's team won 15-8 as the decider to progress to the quarterfinals. So the women's team ended in the round of 16. The male team reached the quarterfinals, but that's the end of the journey there. Now let's talk about a Gambian youngster, footballer, Mahmud Bajjo, who was born in 2004. He's from Tijan Kater. That's where he hailed from. He used to play for the Talinding United and also played for some teams in the Gambia before getting to the professional level. Right now he plays for the Slovakian championship side, Dunska Streda. That's the team that he plays for currently as a central midfielder. It is through his progression that he made it to the senior national team of the Gambia, and he even featured in a game against Tunisia in the 2025 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers, which was played in Tunis. The Gambia won by 1-0, although the match didn't have any bearing as to whether they qualify or not, because eventually it was Comoros who made it through and not the Gambia, and Tunisia, despite losing to the Gambia. Since then, he's been performing consistently. And I caught up with Bajjo about his performances, his ambition, what he wants to achieve in the future. And as far as football is concerned at the top level, there are teams like Besiktas in the Turkish Superliga who were looking for his services, but eventually that deal didn't materialize. He's still in Slovakia playing top-level football there. Let's hear from Mahmud Bajjo.
To Gambian international Mahmud Bajjo, youngster who broke into the national team not long ago and played fantastically well when he was first selected for the national team against
Tunisia in the Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. Eventually, the Gambia didn't qualify, but his performance was highly rated and being talked about by a wider Gambian public, football enthusiasts, journalists, and everybody. Bajjo, first, welcome to this interview.
Uh, I've said like I would like to thank you first. It's my pleasure to be with you because I heard your name several times, So I'm very happy to be here. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Let's talk about your club football. You play in the Slovenian league. You
Yeah.
had some fantastic games. You scored some goals, some assists as well. Looking back last season, how would you rate your performance?
Uh, for me, I would like to say for me, it's not good enough, because I would like to do more, I have to be like consistency. So I would like to do like extra work so that I can be performing like big level, not only in Slovenia league, So I have to be ready for big leagues. So that's why I keep on performing but it's all about like the belief, hard work. So
Okay. Just recently, a few weeks ago, there were reports about you. I know you as players, all you
yeah,
do is train, concentrate on your game, trying as much as possible to improve, to score goals if you can, make assists if you can, and as a midfielder, do the running,
yeah,
improving. So you
yeah,
don't pay attention to what the media is reporting about you. But I'm sure,
yeah,
as for every a young
yeah,
player, it's your dream to play in a bigger league. It's a dream to play in a bigger club. Well, we
yeah.
had reports that there are some clubs in Turkey who are interested in you. In fact, at some point, we were even hearing reports that it's almost a done deal that you'll be going to Besiktas. How does these things make you feel?
For me, playing here, no big club are interested in you. I think it's a very big achievement for me, Yeah, because it's my dream to play in Premier League, Champions League. So when I heard about that news, I was really excited, Yeah. And I thank God. Yeah.
Mahmoud, it's due to your performance. Let's say way back in the under 20,
Yeah.
you were one of the outstanding players in that team. You broke into professional level, and then from that professional level, your consistency in terms of performance is what earns you a call up for the Gambia national team under coach Jonathan McKinstry, who also wants to give young players the opportunity. Tell us, how did it feel when you were first called to the team?
For us, on the 20, I think it's all about hard work, Like if you see in Gambia, there's a lot of talents there, Like there's a lot like teams like Real de Banjul, there's a lot of talents there. Steve Bicos, Brikama United. But when it comes to selection, it is never easy. So for the first time, when I heard my name, coach called me like, you are selected at the Gambian U20, So it was like I was surprised because at that time I wasn't telling them, So it was a surprise for me. But I said to myself, this is all about trust, So now I'm there, I'm going there. It's never easy to represent your country, especially when you are young at a very young age. So I said to myself, I have to work extra hard, So I keep on working hard. I believe in myself, So it's all about that.
Okay, now that's the U20 level. Let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah, I
about the
do.
senior team. The
Yeah, this
Gambia jersey, you put it on, the national anthem goes on, and you play in a big game, Gambia versus Tunisia, Africa Cup of
yeah,
Nations qualifiers. Tell us
yeah,
about that
yeah.
feeling.
Bro, to be honest with you, it was amazing, bro. Yeah, it's a dream come true for me, bro. Like at that time, I was not expecting to be at the national team at that level, because like I said to myself, bro, I'm 20 years old, bro. I was not even expected to start, bro, because bro, I was nervous because I didn't know that I would start, you know. But when the first coach first called me and talked to me and said, Bayo, I need you in this game because you have to prove to me that like you can do it, I believe in you. So I said to myself, yeah, I can do it, because I know I have talent. talent is there, but talent alone is not enough for me. So I said, if I am ready to represent my country, then I have to do extra more. So in that game, I think the senior players, they believe in me. They give me the hope. So everybody trusts me. So it's all about the trust in the coach. So I know that I can do it. Yeah.
When it comes to the performance that you had against Tunisia, tell us what was in your head at the time. The midfield where you're competing, those
Yeah.
players, Tunisian players, I'm sure you know their level already. And then you're looking at
Yeah.
yourself on a youngster.
Mm.
How will it be easy for me to be able to win tackles, make sure that I get the passes right, and make sure that whenever the Gambia loses possession, you track back as quickly as possible to cover a ground, which you did very well in that game.
Yeah, for me, when I'm playing against my opponent, I don't look at them. I don't look at their level. They are playing certain levels, certain teams. For me, I care about myself and my teammates. So I put that into my head. So that's why I'm able to compete with them. Yeah.
Well, Bajo, since then, you've also featured for the national team, let's say, in a friendly. The recent one, you guys were giving a pass by the coach. You were in the Gambia for your holiday. Tell us about how did the holiday go? Sometimes I think you players, you need that, a break to come and
Yeah.
recharge the battery, think, about other things apart from being on the pitch always.
Yeah, the holiday, yeah, it was good. I spent time with my family, especially my wife. It's been a long time since I see her. So, but when you are in holiday, you should not just sit like I'm in a holiday. You should train at least, maybe 3 times in a week. That will help your muscles, so you can recover. Yeah.
What are some of the expectations? I know preseason is very close, or have you already started?
Yeah, yeah, we are already on preseason. Yeah, we are already on. So I'm trying to move on, and see how best.
In terms of expectation, what's going to be your target this time? I know you're still in the Slovakia League, but what would you need to do to have an outstanding performance so that bigger teams, bigger leagues, like you said, it's your dream to play in a big league and also in a big team?
Yeah, I think it's the same mentality. Yeah. From the start of my football career, I have the same mentality. You know, first, I have to work hard. Second, I have to make my family proud of me. You know, I know they are already proud of me, but I have to make them proud of me, really proud of me. And so for me, I will keep on working hard. Yeah, to see my mama smiling. You know.
Mahmoud, every player, every athlete has a route. Your route from the Gambia is Kian Keneba. I've been to your
Yeah.
village. I've
Yeah.
seen your people. They love football. And I can tell you, Kian Keneba, many people there, they support Manchester United. The reason why I know that because
Yeah.
some of my neighbors, your brother Ibrahim,
Yeah.
who is
Yeah.
my close neighbor, who is also my brother. He's somebody that we are very close. But when we talk about football, everyone hails from somewhere. I'm sure the people of Kian Keneba are so proud of you. What will you tell them?
For me, I'm from Keneva. I start my football career there. For me, I would like to say a big thanks to them. A very, very big thanks to Keneva people. And there, bro, I'm serious with you. We have a good talent players there. So we have a very good talent who are like some of them are even better than me. Yeah, some of them are even better than me. You know, coming from a village, it's never easy. It's never an easy journey. It was never an easy journey for me, my family, but it's all about the belief. Yeah, I have to believe in myself. Yeah. So the struggle was never easy.
Well, Mahmoud, I wouldn't take your time that much. Let's say I just have to say that I'm super proud of you. When I watch you
Yeah.
play, I really feel happy, from your humble beginnings, playing in the Gambian League, make it to the U20 team, and then now playing professional football for the national team as well. Um, it's been fantastic talking to you.
I wish you all the best. I wish you a very good season, and then from there you move on to a bigger club.
All right, okay. Thank you so much, bro. It's my pleasure to talk with you. I really appreciate it.
That's Gambian youngster, player who plays for the national team now, playing professional football in Slovakia. And from that, we will now take a break. And when we come back, we're going to open the phone lines for you to have your say, to talk about Mahmud Bajjo if you like, the Gambia volleyball team, beach volleyball team, both the women's team and also the male's team, their performance in Morocco in the African Volleyball Championship, and also Tijan Kater earlier, who talked about the training conditions, the poor infrastructure in the Gambia, his ultimate and big dream of representing the Gambia in the Olympic Games, and aside from that also, Real de Banjul being champions for the third time in a row. We'll take a break and then we'll come back.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. Go, ebe dawa full network suda tili QCell. Ni lafta diamla wati jamala mune diata QCell. Most reliable network jumala keta wati QCell. Wo quality man nyon soda jam ona manke QCell. Hanibe wulo ni farole kono walante be bako na jala fayola network ko se taria QCell suñu boss. Ñu fi njëkka indi 3G ñu delu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Suñu boss. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Suñu boss. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Suñu boss. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Suñu boss. Itella molti milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kilianol yele imanjina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. Connect solo be bambandi QCell suñu boss. QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss.
Welcome back and thank you very much for joining us. This is Q Sports and I'm Mahmud Bajjo. We are talking about Gambian athletes from Mahmud Bajjo, whom you've heard earlier, Tijan Kater, who is a sprinter based in Spain and competing at the highest level in Spain, but he wants to see himself competing at the Olympic Games in LA in 2028. That's 3 years from now. And also, we've earlier talked about volleyball and Real de Banjul made it a hard trick of championships, winning the GFF First Division League for the third time in a row. And they did it against Fortune when they drew 2-2. It was a scintillating match. What do you make of this? You can call the number 5050505. That's the number if you have to something to say about some of the things that we're talking about on this number this morning. We're talking about some of the achievements of Gambian athletes. In volleyball, both the male team and the women's team reaching the round of 16, and the male team going a step further reaching the quarterfinals. But unfortunately this morning, just before I came in the studio, they lost to Mozambique 2-0. And for the women's team, they reached the round of 16, played against Nigeria, but Nigeria overpowered them in the third set. And we've also talked about a Gambian youngster who is progressing in his football, moving from the league level, then being invited to the under-20, performed really well, which earned him the opportunity to play professional level in Slovakia. And now he plays for the Gambia national team. The coach, Jonathan McKinstry, had a trust in the youngster, giving them the opportunity to be part of the national team. If you have your say about some of these things that we're talking about, you're highly welcome to share your thoughts, share your opinions, especially when it comes to the sports infrastructure in the Gambia. Not only football, but athletics. Athletes, some of them would have to go to the Serekunda East, Serekunda West to train there. Some would have to train on a sandy pitch. And as well as the Inter-Schools Athletics Championship, which this year was held in Basel, and the final, athletes who should be running on the tracks literally found themselves on the sand running there. And these are highly talented athletes. If they are nurtured very well, they could take the Gambia to a higher level at international competitions, whether it's the Olympic Games, the Commonwealth Games, the World Indoor Championships, and the Africa Athletics Championships, as well as the African Games. Gambia did spectacularly well in the 2019 Africa Games in Rabat, Morocco, where Guinea-Bissau won her first continental gold medal at the time, and reaching the 200 meters also, won the 200 meters gold, and the 100 meters also getting the silver medal there. Fantastic performance. And for the male beach volleyball team, beating Morocco, the host country, winning the gold medal for the very first time. So these athletes are talented, but they need the level, the grounds, to be able to perform to higher expectations. Well, that's it for Q Sports today. Thank you very much for watching. Join us next week at the same time, and have a lovely day. Bye.